Have you ever wondered how you can tell whether the person you're dating is interested in you or not? Does body movement tell us about anything? Scientists at McMaster's Live Lab wanted to know whether body movement really does tell us something about romantic interest. They wanted to test their question in a real-life setting, with new people meeting each other for the very first time. Luckily, the perfect experimental setup already exists in the real world: speed dating. In a speed dating session, people meet potential romantic partners for brief dates, only a few minutes long. After that short interaction, they each secretly indicate their romantic interest in that partner. If both partners say they're interested, then, after the session, they're given each other's contact info to pursue a second date. We set out to find our speed daters in the Hamilton area using posters and ads. The Live Lab is a unique facility in McMaster University's Institute for Music and the Mind. It is both a performance hall and a highly controlled laboratory. With its multiple technologies for studying audience and performers, it was the perfect place to host the speed dating study. We transformed the theater-like environment to simulate a real-life speed dating environment. When the speed daters arrived, they were kept in a separate area to ensure their speed date was the very first time they met each new date partner. We recorded participants' head movements using an advanced motion capture system, the same technology used in movies to create popular characters such as the Hulk or Gollum in Lord of the Rings. Each speed dater wore a headband with 2 motion capture markers. Special motion capture cameras placed around the Live Lab picked up the location of the sensors, tracking each dater's body locations in space throughout the session. Then, the speed dating began. Each speed dater had only 4 minutes to meet each new partner and have a short conversation while music played in the background. After each date, the speed daters secretly indicated how interested they were in their dating partner and whether they would like to go on a second date, yes or no. Next, they rated their partner on a scale of 1 to 9 for how attractive they found their date, how interested they'd be in this dating partner for a brief fling, and how interested they'd be in this dating partner for a committed, long-term relationship. After completing the questionnaire, the men moved to the next table, and the next date began. By the end of the session, everyone had gone on short dates with 15 new potential partners. Next, we wanted to know whether the way the partners moved during the date was related to their romantic interest. For each pair of daters, we calculated a measure of movement coupling. If partners had a higher movement coupling value, that meant their movements were more dependent on each other. For partners with lower movement coupling value, their movements were less dependent on each other. It turns out that date partners with higher movement coupling were each more likely to be interested in pursuing a long-term relationship. Their interest in a short-term relationship, however, was not related to movement coupling. Remember the music playing in the background of each date? It turns out that the music also had an effect on their romantic interest. Participants were 7% more likely to say yes to seeing each other again when there was a tune with a high groovy beat playing in the background of their date. So we found that high body sway coupling led to interest in a long-term relationship, and groovy music led to interest in a second date. Now, where do we go from here, and what questions remain unanswered? Well, 1, we'd predicted that the groovy music might induce movement between date partners, but it wasn't the case. So, why exactly did the groovy music promote romantic interest? 2, body sway predicted the date partner's romantic interest after only 1 short date. But does this measure also predict the actual outcome of their romantic relationship, such as the length or quality of their relationship? 3, is body sway reflecting body language for communicating romantic interest, or is it just a byproduct of verbal communication? And does body sway reveal qualities of other kinds of social interactions? For example, a counselor-client interaction. And finally, Will our findings disappear if a person intentionally sways with their dating partner? These questions and more will inspire future research on the role of body sway in music during people's interactions. Stay tuned for future exciting research findings from the Live Lab. For more information on this and other studies, visit livelab.mcmaster.ca. Thanks for watching.